Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I have started YouTube streaming.
Okay.
I have created the link. Once you are going to start, na, please मुझे बोल देना. I'll start that live stream. ना.
Okay.
पॉज करके रखा है. I have created the.
Okay. So, sir, if there is a possibility कि अगर 500 हो जाते हैं full, only then we'll circulate the link. Otherwise, we'll just keep it on YouTube for later. This thing.
That is up to you.
Yeah.
Let it be stored on YouTube, ना. YouTube
Of
already
course,
store हो जाएगा.
but then we'll not circulate it if 500 नहीं होते हैं.
Yeah.
Circulation is not required right now because मतलब अगर 500 के ऊपर है तो ही जरूरत होगी उसकी.
Sure. So you can copy the link from the above bar. You can see the live on YouTube.
Yeah, I
Can
can.
you see that? Huh? So you can click on there. You can copy the streaming link and then you can share the link.
Yeah.
Fine?
Okay. तो उसको आपने पॉज अभी किया हुआ है ना?
Right.
Okay,
I'm
so
here for next 5-10 minutes.
sorry.
I'm here by 5 to 10 minutes more. आप मुझे बोल दो. आप जब स्टार्ट करोगे ना उसके 2-4 मिनट पहले मैं लाइव स्टार्ट कर दूँ.
Okay, ठीक है, sure.
ठीक है.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
तब तक आपको जो भी करना है चेक करना है आप चेक कर लो.
हाँ, एक्चुअली मेरे गेस्ट जो है वो अभी तक ज्वाइन उन्होंने नहीं किया है. मैं उनको बोल देती हूँ.
ठीक.
I just wanted her to check her mic and everything once. Divya, you can unmute and check till then.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am, and good evening, sir.
Good evening, Divya. Radhika ma'am, should I start admitting the students?
Sir, I think there are still 5 more minutes remaining. So, if possible, we'll just ask Nirmala ma'am first to join.
Nirmala ma'am is there in the waiting list. I'm admitting her.
Oh, she's there? Okay.
Yeah. I'm admitting her.
Yeah. And if principal ma'am is also going to join in, so if she's there in the meeting room.
Wait. Can I make you the co-host now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nirmala Samant ma'am, namaskar.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Ma'am is coming. Just please wait.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Divya, are you the co-host already? Can you unmute yourself? No.
No, ma'am. Should I make her co-host?
Yes, sir. Nirmala ma'am, principal ma'am when she joins in. Divya, she'll be hosting.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Good evening, Nirmala, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. So you can make Neeta ma'am also co-host.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, I've admitted one of my teammates since he'll be taking the geotagged pictures.
Okay, no problem.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Nirmala ma'am, can we just unmute your mic and check your mic once?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, would you be sharing your screen for any?
No.
No, okay.
No PPT.
Okay. No, just for reference. Okay.
I know. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Akshay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, should we begin?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we waiting for someone?
No, we are not actually. We are just waiting for the students, most of them to join. So
Okay,
we can
okay.
just, yes, sir.
Because
We'll
there are
just
another
start.
questions.
Yes, ma'am. No, sorry. We'll just start in a minute.
Yeah. You want me to wait for 5 minutes? I'll wait.
No, ma'am. We'll just wait for 1 minute. We'll just
Yeah.
welcome principal ma'am as well as the
Yeah.
other
By the
guests.
time students will go on joining.
Yes, ma'am. We'll just start.
Yeah.
Divya, you can start.
हमारी संस्कृति में जो कुछ भी सुंदर है, शुभ है, कल्याणकारी है, मंगलकारी है, उसकी कल्पना नारी के रूप में की गई है। अपने कर्तव्य संग नारी भर रही है अब उड़ान, ना है कोई शिकायत, ना कोई थकान, यही है नारी की पहचान। Women, the beautiful creation of God, the angel on the earth, makes our life a wonderful experience altogether. This angel shakes the cradle with one hand and the earth with the other hand. Women are constantly evolving and reaching new milestones across a wide spectrum of human activities in the modern times. The world has witnessed the advent of women leaders such as Hillary Clinton, Indira Nooyi, Oprah Winfrey, Theresa May, and many more. And that is why Women's Day is celebrated with so much of zeal, and it has spread throughout the world. For all the women who are pioneers, lead with your voice, be an advocate, help other women, mentor them, and above all, challenge them and help change the conversation by breaking the biases. And for all the women in the workforce, whether you are a seasoned veteran or just starting out, be bold, be the change you want to see, be vocal, be confident, and above all, be yourself. Happy International Women's Day to each and every one of you present here. The Women Development Cell was established in the University of Mumbai in the year 2001. The establishment of the Women Development Cell is indeed a landmark achievement of the university in pursuance of the policies of women empowerment within the university's ambit. The aim is to build a gender-sensitive campus. I, Divya Devra, on behalf of the Women Development Cell of Thakur College of Science and Commerce, feel enthralled to welcome our beloved Principal Ma'am, Dr. Chaitali Chakraborty Ma'am, our erudite chief guest speaker, Advocate Nirmala Samant Prabhavalkar, our highbrow WDC convener, Radhika Desai Ma'am, our adored teachers, and all my dear fellow student friends. Amongst all of our superwomen present here, it brings me immense pleasure to invite our idealized persona that we received in the form of being a guiding light of inspiration, our cherished Principal Ma'am, to welcome our chief guest for today. Over to you, Principal Ma'am.
Thank you, Divya. A nice speech on women. I feel enlightened and feel like speaking on women again. But then we have to keep our dais open for the speaker who has come today. Very good afternoon to all, and a heartfelt good wishes to all my women colleagues, my students, for celebrating the International Women's Day. Since 8 March is celebrated as the International Women's Day around the world, every year to embed an idea of importance of women. Kautuk करायचं. In Marathi, it is a very nice word. We require to do kautuk to ourselves, and that's a day it's being celebrated. So I welcome Nirmala ma'am for this session. We are happy to have you here, ma'am. And I have heard from Radhika that it took her 1 long year to bring you at this stage. So thank you very much, ma'am, for being with us today for this very important day. And who can speak better than you? There's none other who can do justice for today's day. We women constitute the society. We women makes life, nurture them, and make them responsible citizens of the country. There has been an old fable that God made man first from dust and realized to build a more perfect complacent of the man, and he made women. When God made women, he must have filled us in a perfect balance of strength, patience, intelligence, love, pride, emotions, and complement to the male gender. Each day is our day, yet we celebrate today to embark and felicitate the success, achievement, and proud moments of each woman on this earth. This day is a celebration to women to get appreciation for all their hard work and effort to maintain their lives and the lives of others around them. I always tell my students we have got tremendous power in all sense. And one wonderful thing which I would like to share here, you see men standing here and there urinating, but have you seen any women urinating? Never. Because bodily also God has made us so much strong. I hear my students that they can withhold for 8 hours. They come to the college and somehow they don't like to go to the college loo. And they withheld and say, ma'am, sabere aate hain, ghar pe jaake karte hain. तो देखो भगवान वहां से भी हमें कितना स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाया है. So each day is this day is a celebration of women to get appreciation from their hard work and effort. I thank National Commission for Women to allow me to stand here and express my emotions of being a woman. The National Commission for Women set up as statutory body in January 1992 under the National Commission for Women Act 1990 addresses constitutional and legal safeguards for women, recommend remedial legislative measures, facilitate redressal of grievances, and address the government on policymakers affecting women. This apex national level organization of India with the mandate of protecting and promoting the interest of women looks into women development and empowerment with a vision of socio-economic development of the country. Now, NCW has been working on women empowerment to make them self-sufficient and independent. India has seen eras of women solicitation from being a household core worker to being a strong minister of strategic importance, being an army woman, being an astronaut, being a train driver. The empowerment of women is a great responsibility that all these women need. The world becomes a better place when a woman do not feel the hardship to exist. It is very shocking to hear that a girl is raped every 16 minutes in India. Around 15 dowry deaths a day in India is reported. Killing the girl child and women trafficking for slavery. Now, I don't know if the child knows, beyond every 1,000 men, there are 846 women. I may not be right with the total figure. So I'm very sure 150 boys will remain unmarried at the end of their life. This is the scenario now. The world has become, the empowerment of women is great responsibility that all these women need. The world becomes a better place when a woman do not feel the hardship to exist. We live in a country where Mahalakshmi is worshipped and the lady of the house is beaten and tortured. We pray for Shakti from Ma Durga, but handicapped and weaken the girl child. We seek blessings from Saraswati and we do not educate our child to be self-sufficient. When there's a girl and a boy of same age and the parents has to make a decision to whom to invest money, the parents will all still today will invest on son, but they will not do on woman. So that still our society requires to change. And for me, it is a parent who is blessed by a woman, by a girl child, throughout his life, the parents do not have to worry. That's what I feel as a girl child. We seek blessings from Saraswati and do not educate our child to be self-sufficient. We, women of the change, we should give the change in the society. Women have been typecasted to please the male gender. They are stereotyped to be baby-producing machines. Their beauty has been often mistaken and commented upon. Their sexuality is often misinterpreted. Their character is always assassinated. Why? Did all this happen by the female counterpart alone? No, not anymore. The new generation is aware there must be still many families in rural and also urban India who have not only changed the trend, but it is we who will bring in the change. We have to educate our boys to respect women, not teach our girls to surrender. On the brighter side, we have many parents who have trained and educated their girls to be strong, rise to the stars and achieve their goals. I take this opportunity to thank my dear mother who has imbibed this be self-sufficient attitude in me. Having educated me, they have also nurtured me to be a good human being and care for the society as a family. At the same time, they have also taught me to be stern with my decision and make a name for myself in this world. National Commission of Women caters to all the issues of women development and women empowerment. The legislative body always keeps on framing policies for development, security, and rights. Prime Minister Modi, in his speech for national at NCW, said that in this era, the role of women is expanding and is the need of the hour. On a concluding note, I wish to conclude Swami Vivekananda. There is no chance of the welfare of the world unless the condition of women is improved. It is not possible for the bird to fly with one wing. So to all my girls out here, secure your wings, make it stronger, gather up the courage, and we have to fly across the skies. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such inspiring words. There are two powers in the world. One is the sword.
Unmute, can't hear.
Okay. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
I'm
Yes.
audible? Okay, yeah. Okay, so once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring words. Yeah. There are two powers in the world. One is the sword and the other is the pen. There is a third power stronger than both, that of women. And proving this proverb surely true, it gives me immense pleasure to be given this opportunity to welcome our guest speaker for today, that is Advocate Nirmala Saman Prabhavalkar. Ma'am is the first full-term lady mayor of Mumbai in 100 years of history, treasurer, Shri Siddhi Vinayak Ganpati Temple Trust, ex-chairperson of Education Committee, BMC, ex-municipal councillor for 5 years, ex-chairperson of Maharashtra State Commission for Women, contested member of parliament and member of legislative assembly elections with highest votes in Mumbai for member of parliament, vocational guidance and training for women, legal rights awareness, healthcare social worker. Ma'am has set an excellent benchmark by reaching these pinnacles of success. We are truly obliged to have your presence amongst us. I would request ma'am to start our today's colossal event. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, a warm welcome to all of you from my side also. I am here sitting in Center for Study of Social Change and Regional Resource Training Center, which is our institution. And on its behalf, I give my good wishes on Women's International Day to all of you. I'm so happy that Radhika Desai Joshi has given me an opportunity and I could hear a wonderful speech given by our principal, Madam Chakravarti ji. And I think her speech has already elaborated the importance of the day and the contrast of what is being understood, what is in the book and what is in the reality. There is so much of contrast. So thank you very much, Mrs. Chakrabarti ma'am and Radhika and her WDC team and all the participants, citizens and netizens and women who have joined on this Zoom link of the Thakur College of Science and Commerce. I first of all apologize for having couldn't attend it your earlier this one, though I would have very much liked it. And hereafter we will be doing a lot of programs in future in joint collaboration, and it will be a pleasure to have you. And I mean, we had physically taken 2 programs in Thakur College on awareness of senior citizens, and hereafter we'll continue to do awareness programs online and offline very often. So enthusiasm which I see in Radhika Desai Joshi, she herself looks like a student only. So thank you very much. My today's hashtag given for this year is break the bias. And based on that topic, I asked which topic I should be speaking, and overall we will be touching all the major laws and major things which are for women. But every item I will make only 2 minutes statement or commentary upon it. Otherwise, it will go more than the time which is required. I think I have 20 minutes to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, no, because your other program is also there, no? Yeah. So I will be later on concentrating on a cyber crime because that is how the young girls and women are nowadays victimized because of the cyber safety issues are there. Cyber Safety Act is there, but there is lack of awareness in the society, and overall situation is creating a lot of challenges. And to begin with, there are women in laws. If you speak, there are certain issues which women are facing. And being a lawyer, I'll basically, because I had given certain topics to her. The topics were like cyber crime. Number 2, outraging the modesty. Number 3, molestation. Number 4, sexual assault. Number 4, domestic violence and its prevention. And then sexual harassment at workplace, acid attack, and overall or sexual abuse, I can say. Acid attack, it's come to the heinous attack, and plus rape when it comes to sexual abuse of women and small children as well as, and police apathy towards it, and how to create empathy from the police. And police are of course making a lot of effort. Nirbhaya Pathak has been declared, and they have given a lot of good hopes for women to reach on the spot where the violence is reported. Now let us go one by one. That when we speak about what is when we speak about what is outraging the modesty, Supreme Court, the Supreme Court it has come out with a very nice and elaborate definition, because outraging the modesty of a woman, if you go by definition as per law and in various languages, ultimately it is very ambiguous. Outraging the modesty depending upon person to person, woman to woman. If a woman in a developing country, if her partner touches her or somebody touches her and bodily touches her or verbally speaks something, for that country's status and standard, it may not be outraging the modesty. But at the same time, if you go to other countries where women are still, are under the patriarchal society, and women are judged by the sort of a different kind of definition from the man's perspective, then even a touching her the body, verbal discourses will amount to molestation and outraging her modesty. So therefore, the courts also sometimes find very difficult while giving the judgment that the act of an opposite party, definitely man, and outraging concerns woman only. So let us say man and woman. If a woman, what exactly the feeling of a woman when she really feels her modesty is outraged? Therefore, the Supreme Court said that thousands of definitions are there of outraging the modesty. But in the latest, a few years back, Supreme Court has come out. They said in one word, they said the essence of her modesty is in her sex. Sex doesn't mean that this one, she being a woman, because she is a female, and her femininity, or she being a woman, if anybody touches her important sexual organs, which are gender based, then definitely she will never tolerate it. And that is why they said that if something happens relating to her organ, then it amounts to outraging her modesty. 1 second. That definitely will amount to outraging her modesty. So therefore, then for example, if you see that not only this one but bodily, but pulling a sari, the government, the Supreme Court has given example that if a woman is there deliberately pulling her sari, deliberately, making her private parts and all that to be seen, or even touching her will also amount to sexual advances, and which is sufficient enough to draw the definition of outraging the modesty of a woman. So we got it. Now, what is sexual assault? This one, the legal terms, it means that the range of sexual offenses, nothing short of indecent behavior by showing in images, wrong images to another person, then kissing, then touching them with the lips, to touch the lips, and also penetration, even not amounted to penetration, somewhere near to the penetration, or any bodily touch which by any object to her any object are also amounts to sexual assault. Now, the reaction, what could be the reaction of the opposite party, that means the woman, should first of all feel uncomfortable. Then it cannot, she doesn't want it. So, and age of the victim is also equally important. Now, some people, sometimes we go to the police station and when we say, they said, "Arey, usne to kapda hi aisa pehna tha. Arey, she is only responsible. Why did she wear that kind of why there should not be dress code and all that?" So thereby they give more importance to the man or a perpetrator, that he was induced. Because he was induced, so he is innocent. And the girl shouldn't have, worn such kind of a clothes or this kind of a behavior. That overall patriarchal society gives more sympathy to the man and doesn't give any importance to her choice or her dignity, her decision making status, etc., or right which is guaranteed to her. So therefore, she should feel uncomfortable. She should feel that this I did not want, and she doesn't have any consent to add this one. But I don't see many movies, but there are many good movies which have no means no. Sometimes they say, "Arey, Nana bola hai." Nana matlab ha ha hi hota hai, like that. So no means no, So therefore, all these sort of the traditional sort of the images which women are, वो महिलाओं को तो लगता है अच्छा, लेकिन वो बोलती नहीं है. उनको अगर आप अच्छा कमेंट दे दो तो उनको अच्छा लगता है, उसमें क्या है, लेकिन वो बोलती नहीं है. And then other women also, what I feel bad, that man I can understand. Even other women also say, why did you do like that? आपको क्यों? Why it happened to you? How come it did not happen to us? So even that kind of apathy from women to women is not good. Many times say that महिला है, महिला ही महिलाओं की दुश्मन होती है. They are only against each other. That's why men take disadvantage of it. So this kind of behavior, or this kind of this one has become, out of context now and outdated. So let us say, therefore, when the police asks कि आपने क्या कपड़े पहने थे, आप कहाँ गई थी, इतने टाइम आप क्यों बाहर गई थी, that is none of his business. That is his business, or police station business is to safeguard the and give proper security to women. And therefore, society has no role to blame to a woman, and it is her choice. But at the same time, women also should take the overall situation, and she should see that she is in a better company, she is in a safe company, and the people to whom she has trusted are going to take safeguard her interests. Then I think that the chances of her sexual abuse are reduced to a large extent. Then also it is that what is sexual abuse also, as I said, it starts from verbal abuse, it starts from touching, it goes to a very last stage, and that's kind of showing human parts or private body in public to a woman by a man also amounts to an offense. Show forcibly the porn videos, keep the computer open deliberately at office places. They keep the computer open. A man keeps computer open, and there are bad images or sexy images are there, sexual assault, abusing type of images are there, and the intention is that the female should see that. That also comes under this definition. Naked pictures, then cyberbullying is there, then on body part touching the breast, touching the anus, touching the vagina, and all this also, and making some kind of a pronunciation which gives a demand or a welcome signal to a woman for sexual favors. These all amounts to sexual aggravated sex is also there. There is a worst form of sexual abuse that is aggravated. I mean penetration with not only this one but the object. So Nirbhaya, you know that case and recent this one. It was aggravated. This one they use literally the iron bar and all that, and aggravated form of sexual assault is and if results into rape and results into offense and death is there, that amounts to death penalty is generally given in to the rape victim. There was also judgment that even a rape victim is a survival of rape victim is there, but if the accused has used sexual this one by aggravated contents and all that, can be given death sentence. So there are some landmark judgments to that effect. Now let's come to DV Act, the Domestic Violence and Prevention Act. It amounts to sexual abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, and economic abuse. And the victim could be mother, sister, wife, widow, or living in relationship also. Suppose there's no marriage, but a man and woman are staying together. She can go to the court and say that the prevention of violence, domestic violence, and she has to prove that she should be given shelter and should not be removed. Now let's let's go to this one, acid attack. Now acid attack is a worst form of violence, and it mainly happens in India, that part northern India, then Bangladesh, Pakistan, and that kind of a border where women's situation is still worse, and the man cannot tolerate any kind of an insult, and mostly it happens over the property, and women are considered as a property by man. That man feels that she's like a commodity and she should be with me, and मेरे हाँ में हाँ नहीं मिला है, किसी दूसरे के साथ गई, या तो प्रॉपर्टी ओनरशिप के ऊपर फैमिली में भी there are quarrels, the offense takes place, and acid attack is a very serious and gruesome kind of an offense. Then let's go back to another 5-10 minutes are there. I will little bit concentrate on the cyber safety, and all these girls are young girls, and therefore it is very essential for them to protect from the attackers, from the stalkers, and today nowadays without technology it is just impossible to function. Basically this is a very good technology, cyber technology, and unfortunately the perpetrators are taking disadvantage. This internet use is basically, it has a two unique features. One is that it transcends beyond anything and beyond physical and geographical barriers, and abuser acts from any part of the world, and anonymity is there. Therefore cyberspace crimes are happening more and more often. Nowadays Facebook accounts are created, fake email IDs are created, fake technological disadvantages are taken, faking kidnapping is happening, attack, sexual abuses are happening, and therefore all these young girls have to take a lot of care to from the cyber safety. As I said that the privacy, the new platform, this new platform where the new code cyber by the attackers, which is called podium on the new platform, where women's privacy, dignity, and her is challenged, her safety challenged by at every minute by the perpetrator. For example, the people who are having criminal mind, and they are so anonymous, they are so coward, they can be from any part of the world, but through the IT technology, which is very handy to them, and this has become a source of such kind of wicked and bad activities. One has to be really very careful. Now you girls are, all women are using, we all are using WhatsApp messages. WhatsApp messages, a lot of stalking takes place, where stalking also happens. Women are also stalked by websites, chat rooms, Facebook, Instagrams, and other kind of social media. Worst form of cyber crime is pornography. Pornography and videos are shown. Then spoofing is there. Spoofing is also hacking of the emails and to get the real passwords from the other side. So therefore, we have to be very careful of the software misuse which is happening. And many girls and this one are not even aware what are the laws, where to go, how to complain, and all that. So therefore, what is important is that immediately one should go and lodge the complaint before the police. There's a cyber police at BKC. One can go to cyber crime cell, and every police station has a cyber cell. And if anybody is found victim of this cyber crime, can go and lodge a complaint. Now, what is the, as I said, that there are certain words you all must be knowing, but what it defines, that is very, very necessary. Stalking is very oftenly used, but it means verbal intimidation and blackmail, bullying and cheating. That is called only stalking. Ye mere piche aata and he followed me is not. There's the act should define that this man is deliberately doing verbal intimidation. By reading that, person gets intimidated. That is called stalking. And blackmailing, they go on, we have seen you certain place, will tell you to your parents and all that. So she gets blackmailed. And bullying and cheating. Now, harassment, the harassments are happening similar to the stalking, but which is posted through the fake email IDs. That is called email harassment. Defamation through IT, information technology, cyber technology, is publishing defamatory information on websites and social media and in the similar family circles. That is called defamation, and through internet and using software and computers. Email spoofing, which is happening very, very often, and that is more, happening for the economic offenses. And getting fraudsters calls are there. They, tempt you to send what is your password, what is your email ID, and they send such type of messages that people are tempted. Senior citizens and senior women citizens fall very badly prey to this kind of email spoofing. Then morphing. Young girls are also falling prey to this morphing. Morphing technically means unauthorized use of an fake ID, and by editing the original picture and posting and uploading the fake profile. They use the real picture, but the remaining body and remaining this one is morphed, and thereby it creates a lot of defamation of that victim, a girl or whatever, even a man or whatever it is. Now, trolling is very commonly used in advertisement also, but trolling is not a good word and not a good act at all. It upsets the victim because of the postings are so inflammatory that the type of messages which are put up by the trollers provoke the victim emotionally, mentally also, and that's very difficult and for her to cope up. And which is also equally worst type of a form of violence, may not be physical. And the worst part of it that it is very difficult to trace a person who's trolling. Then cyber pornography is also internationally misused quite a lot. That is also female netizens should be netizens should be very, very careful. Through websites, porn sites are created by use of computers and internet. And you feel that many other people are, she's doing act in pornography, she's doing that, but actually you may not be knowing that it has been done in such a way by this cyber criminals, that it really is very offensive. Now, what are the reasons why there are no many offenses which are registered? That is because lack of awareness in the society and everywhere about Information Technology Act, where the crime is punishable because it gets unreported and it's more of a technical situation. Therefore, there is no much complaints are there, and it has become very difficult to trace. But I'm telling, this is my experience, that police people are now very, very trained. Mumbai police has got very good, strong, new a recruitment where all the police officers are IT savvy. They are selected properly with their proper training, and within no time they track the identity of a person. So please do report the offense immediately, and do not go back and saying, "Arey, nothing will happen. मेरा तो कुछ नहीं होगा." ऐसे नहीं होता है. Then 2-3 things which happen. Facebook marriages. Girls, be careful. Do not go on a Facebook informations for particularly very young girls, 17 years, 14 years old, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, up to 2021. They fall a prey to the Facebook account, and they feel that, oh, marriage ka upar se samne se rishta aa gaya is very good. Ultimately, the girl lands into trouble. She is raped, she is sexually abused, and she's kidnapped, and she's thrown away somewhere because of the fake Facebook identity, and lots of bad Facebook messages are also coming, and we need to be very careful. The youngers who are going to get married, be careful of all these matrimonial relations and matrimonial sites. One has to be very careful. Most of the people previously, the relatives were fixing the marriages. Kaka Kaki, Chacha Chachi ne rishta laya hai, so there was some authenticity. But nowadays, Facebook books bring the rishta. It's a time to read the real book. And then girls go on a Facebook and they end into very bad marriages, and puri zindagi barbad ho jati hai. So one has to be very careful. I know a client and I fought for her I'm telling you about the website. There was an American citizen who became American citizen later on, but from UP, Kanpur somewhere. That wife gave 18 to 20 lakhs dowry those days, 25 years back. And the whole family took all of the money, and one by one, they went and all became American citizens by now. But they did not even bother to give a divorce at least. They kept this marriage, the husband kept this marriage alive. Slowly he went, and now he's enjoying. And because she should not take any complaint against him, he has created a website. Now also, if I give and just type that sentence, you will come to know. A very good, nice girl who is teaching yoga classes, she has gone into depression because of this. Slowly, her mother died, her father died, her brother also died. Now she's alone, and that guy is also not. And I am also finding it very difficult to trace the accused, her husband. So this is what we are facing, the website cybercrime. And then there's another last story which I'll tell you about the girl from Bengal. So this girl was from Mumbai, and she was a MBA student. She took big loan of 10 lakhs rupees. Mother, PhD or IIT. She teaches IIT students. And so unfortunate, she came to me that her daughter has taken the grandson. She was a divorcee and flew to with somebody from West Bengal, just merely on a Facebook information, and then all the help was given by us, and she went to West Bengal Women's Commission, then Child Welfare Committee, and ultimately, at least she said that I want the grandson to be back because they will spoil her. That child is very clever. The whole school is missing him. He's a very clever child. Whatever happened to that girl is okay. We don't want now our daughter back, but at least our grandson should be back. And that person with whom she married, ultimately he had created a fake identity that he is a intelligence officer, and he's not supposed to disclose his identity because he is into crime on behalf of investigating officer, CID, whatever it is, a raw or what thing, intelligence agency of behalf of government, and is not supposed to but he's actually a very big shot in the government. And she really got carried away. Now she's staying with that man. We don't know what is happening, but because of Child Welfare Committee's interference, the child has been brought back because of the government to government. This one, a child is doing very well, and grandparents are looking after the child at this age. But she is not bothered to take care of a child. So much she is, into this. Under the influence of that man who is actually has cheated her, but she doesn't understand this amounts to cheating. So aise bhi hota hai that hypnotized girls get hypnotized in spite of parents telling that don't go into that, but still they don't listen to, and when in times to listen it is too late. So it's better that it should not be too late. One should take a preventive measure. One has to take precaution while using Facebook, while using Instagram, while using internet. This technology is very good, cyber technology, but at the same time, there are cyber offenders are also there. They are there to outrage the modesty and etc. So one has to be very careful. I think I'm done with my lecture. Thank you very much for inviting me to give my views on various offenses.
Ma'am, if you have time, can we take few questions?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Thank you. Divya, you can go ahead with the first question.
So the first question that I would want to ask is that what are the most effective ways to counteract the negative stereotypes of feminism, especially in a workplace?
Yeah, that's a very good question and very difficult to answer. But what is important is that sexual harassment at workplace is the legislation brought into 2014 by Government of India, and it is like verbal abuse, sexual abuse. That is most important. Verbal abuse, sexual abuse, and then there are various type of 4 to 5 types of abuses are there. The definition is given there. One has to be very, first of all, careful that one should know what the abuse at workplace means, how a person crosses the border, amounts to workplace harassment and doesn't amount to workplace harassment. That one has to be very, very careful. Number one. Number two is unity of all the office staff, because the abuser gets liberty if you are not united. So especially the boys and girls at the workplace should stand united behind the victim and should ensure that the perpetrator is singled out. Number two, so one should boycott the perpetrator, not the victim. Unfortunately, victims are getting boycotted instead of this one. कि आपके ही साथ कैसा हुआ? अरे, the third thing is that nowadays cyber offenses are also happening at the workplace. Send so many types of cases and then send this one for wrong marriage and quid pro quo. This word you must have heard. You take care of me, I'll take care of you. This quid pro quo, and it is happening a lot in the educational department and medical field. We have seen, because in education the professors, the teachers, and all that require some type of liberty to take holidays, to take extra classes. Then they want promotions, and they have good aspirations. The perpetrator knows that these aspirations are her right, but the perpetrator deliberately indulges in such a way that if there is a quid pro quo, you accede to my demands, you will be promoted. If you don't accede to my demands, you will be demoted and I defame you. So therefore unity is important, very, very important, so that victim is not victimized. And fourth things are, therefore there is a mechanism which is set up in the law in case this kind of a situation exists in an institution. There is a sexual harassment committee is there, so one should immediately report to the sexual harassment committee. They should conduct a trial in camera and should first of all safeguard the complainant, and she should not feel that she will be further victimized if she complains. Many times women don't come for complaint because they are afraid that employer and employee's relation is there. The employer might victimize me, and the employees also feel कि अरे वो तो बड़ा है, वो तो मैनेजमेंट वाला है, मुझे ही वो सब होगा. अगर वो एटमॉस्फेयर है इस तरह से, and not to keep hostile atmosphere. The atmosphere at the workplace and education institute should be very congenial and good and not hostile. Then only I think the victim can be prevented from victimization.
Thank you very much, ma'am. That was righteously acknowledged. So the next question that we would want to ask is that how can one succeed in a male-dominated environment, be it in a workplace or in any particular sector that we are looking for career opportunities as well?
Yeah, nowadays the situation is changing, and more women are breaking the barriers, a glass ceiling of the male-dominated society because of education, and they are coming at an equal level. So slowly, we are going towards equal status, okay, in a male-dominated society. But what is male-dominated society is a big definition. Male domination need not be in a certain way, but it can be in a very discreet way. You know, one will not feel also this is a male domination. A male can encourage another female to dominate her, and thereby indirectly also male domination. This is called a politics. And I always say that even women can behave like a patriarchal society. When women get certain kind of a position, they try to copy the male domination society. Even that is bad. Male domination is equally applicable to female also. So nobody should dominate anyone. It should be a free competition. It should be free choice. But unfortunately, it will take years to come. As Madam has rightly said, that our society change is very gradual. Our society will take long time for the changes. But yes, slowly things are changing, and nobody is born in this world or in society कि माँ ने किसी मेल डोमिनेटेड चाइल्ड को जन्म नहीं देती है. When the child is born, it's a child. When the child is born, female or male, but the male and female become dominated because that kind of हमें हमको बोलते हैं ना संस्कार, that kind of a treatment which is given from the home. So I think that the best university is at home. That mother should give equal treatment to girls and boys. Mother should tell a boy that equal status and respect girl. Automatically, slowly, then it goes to the same treatment will go to the school, then college, and ultimately male domination goes away.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And the last question that we would want to ask is like, what can actually men do their contribution to, like, achieve gender equality in like our society for now?
Yeah, it's this is a very nice question, but very difficult to answer in a short while. But this COVID has taught a lot. This COVID has taught a lot that there are lots of good WhatsApp messages were there that men were also attending work from home, at the same time they're helping their other counterparts to wash the utensil, prepare the khichdi, take care of the children. But at the same time, there was a lot of domestic violence was also reported, to the extent that President of India had to give speech on one occasion to tell that a President of India had to tell that domestic violence has been happening during COVID time, and please take care that you share the household work with other family members. But men nowadays in rural areas, if you see that women are working a lot and men are earning like that. So everywhere women's participation in the Indian economy is more than 75%, and 25% only participation by men. If you see in agricultural economy, unorganized sector, but because of this male domination and no equal status, she gets very little income in her own hand, and the man gets more. So therefore, this stereotype things have to be broken by good legislation, good kind of awareness. And as I told you, that now I think celebrities and good media and lots of awareness is, I think, making an impact. And slowly I see a lot of men now coming forward in favor of women, and they are taking care of female. And वो साथ में निर्भया में मैंने देखा था कि निर्भया का जब हो गया था तो boys and students had outnumbered girls in the protest. So protests are happening. Boys are also becoming very conscious, and they also want their female counterparts to get justice. But always, I said, a change is not gradual. Change is always slow. And for a better thing, it's little slow. But definitely, we have to be very positive.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wise words. Now, I would like to call upon our Women Development Cell convener, Ms. Radhika Desai, ma'am, to come up and give the formal vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Divya. So first of all, the thank you vote. So of course, the first thank you or the biggest thank you to Nirmala ma'am for sparing your time from your busy schedule. And ma'am, of course, we understand that why it took us time, and we totally understand. So you don't have to be apologetic for that. So I was not very happy when you said that. so I would just like to come back to that, and I would say that it's our honor that you have come to our college and given your wise words to our new generation. And as well as for both boys and girls, these are the future of our nation. So many a times what happens is, the girls and the boys, there are different kinds of mentalities that they come from. As you said, ma'am, the nurturing starts from home. So these are going to be the future parents who are going to nurture the future of India. So it is always our best effort that we inspire them, of course, with collaborating with personalities like you, ma'am, who can inspire them, and also give them the correct way to lead their life. So that is very important when on the college level, when we can do that. So of course it is going to help them to go take that to the society. So that is our only effort that we always make. So of course I would like to thank our beloved principal ma'am. She always encourages me with all the different ideas and all the different ventures I take to her. She has never said no for anything. So thank you, ma'am. As well as all the faculty members, all my students, the management, who is always supportive to all our endeavors. And finally, of course, coming back to you, ma'am, thank you so much. And we really look forward to have many more sessions.
Many more sessions. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can we end the session here then? Divya, have you posted the link for feedback?
Yes, ma'am. It has been posted in the chat box.
Yeah. So everyone attending, all the students, I request you all to please fill the feedback form as well, and take inspiration from ma'am, and all the speeches that were there today are to just inculcate some good values, and of course understand how you can give that special place to the women in your life. So that's all from my side. Thank you.